He'll start right away against the lefty Josh Hatcher. It's a beautiful evening for baseball. Not a cloud in the sky. The wind gently blowing out to left center with, of course, the flags at half staff. So Hatcher, a .297 hitter with 10 home runs, 64 runs batted in. He was 1 for 4 last night with a double. Lynn works out of the windup. The lefty deals home, and it's a fastball for strike one. 86 degrees, 6:38 p.m. That's your time and temp, brought to you by Toot and Totem and Zach. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this in terms of West Texas weather.
No, not at all. Perfect humidity, perfect temperature.
Swinging strike, fastball from Lynn up to 93 there.
Not sweating like crazy when we're doing Talk to the Town anymore or walking into the ballpark. Really comfortable out here.
See Lynn's numbers on your screen. 84 strikeouts to 32 walks. Those are good numbers. 0-2. Check swing, and Hatcher couldn't hold up. Yumin Lin on 3 pitches has done much better work against left-handed hitters than righties. Lefties hitting .213 against him coming into tonight. First pitch to Mieses is at the knees, called a strike on a slider, 0-1.
And Stefan, I know he gave up a run here in the top of the first inning, but still expecting Lynn to have a nice outing today. He's been pitching so well of late. But the other thing, too, is we've mentioned this a few times with Lynn.
0-1 quickly turns to 0-2.
Is that he had a spring training but then dealt with that injury and really didn't find his groove, and his pitch count was getting elevated for a while, that he's kind of in mid-season form right now rather than in the middle of the season. So he's been ramped up. He's been throwing a ton of pitches in each of his outings lately, especially with this being his last of the season. If he's having success, you could see him work really deep into this game.
0-2 pitch. Check swing. And Mieses is going to get rung up. Home plate ump.
He has exit velocities as an 18-year-old consistently over 110 miles an hour. And, of course, exit velocities aren't everything, but be able to produce that much power at that age, it's just crazy.
Well, they aren't everything, but they certainly aren't nothing either. And Caber Rodriguez is up and taking strike one. 0-1. That's a tough play for Kevin Graham. Kudos to him to go get that grab on the run. No balls and a strike. Nobody on, 2 out. Rodriguez was 0 for 2 last night. He'll take a changeup low, 1-1. Batting .226 for the year, 7 home runs, 47 runs batted in. Yumin Lin so far has done a nice job getting early swings, just 24 pitches into this game. 1-1. Rodriguez pops it up, but it'll go foul above us, 1-2.
If he can put him away here, a great bounce-back inning. And really, the first inning was a fine inning outside of the solo shot that he gave up, picked up a couple punch-outs, but to have a quick second after your team ties it up.
1-2 to Rodriguez, called strike 3. Yumin Lin gave him the hook.
A bit new to the scene here in Amarillo, but they certainly bring a lot of experience. Are you a Celtics fan?
Yeah, I think there's only other one team, right? There's the Bruins, the Patriots, and yeah, it's New England sports is a big deal up there. We love our teams.
Yeah, I bring up the Celtics just because they're the most recent champions, but I'm sure being in Boston, you're going to parades every single year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm sure you've known a little bit, but here at the AA level, Amarillo has had quite some success. The inaugural season was in 2019. They won. 2020, nobody played, of course, because of COVID, but then 2021, they don't win. 2022, they don't win. 2023, they do win. So 2 out of the 4 years, kind of a little bit of a dynasty here in Amarillo that we like to think about. Not quite the Tom Brady level yet, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
0-1 pitch. This is popped up foul territory down the third base line. Valdez is going to run out of room, and now it's 0-2. But, of course, at a much smaller scale, and I've always been a bit envious of having your hometown team win a championship, and of course, being in Boston, you got to experience that nonstop.
Oh yeah, it's endless. Boston's such a beautiful town, and honestly, the teams up there are just absolutely phenomenal. You can't beat it. Patriots, Bruins, Red Sox. It's New England sports is a big deal.
Pitch misses inside. It's 1-2. Not just great teams, but historical teams. They've all been along basically since the start of their sports inaugurations. And, of course, you guys have some of the best fans, and you're a part of it. 1-2 pitch, ring them up. Fourth K of the game for Heung-min Lin. He gives up a pair in the top of the third, 3-1. The Rough Riders on top. Sebastian Walcott will start off the inning for the Rough Riders. He's 0 for 2 in this one. The first pitch, the big righty, is going to miss outside at 89. Lin just threw his 76th pitch, so it took him just 75 to get through 6 innings. He's given up 3 runs, 6 hits, just 1 walk. Kept his team in this one as Amarillo has struggled at the plate. He'll wind and deliver the pitch to Walcott. It's a breaking ball in there for a strike at 1-1. Walcott was at the plate last inning when Cooper Johnson was picked off of first base. He's the #1 prospect in the Rangers organization, with a couple guys graduating from the top 100 list. He's up to number 35 in all of baseball. 1-1 pitch. He'll foul this off. And once again, he just takes huge swings every single time. He doesn't get cheated. It's 1-2. From the Bahamas, like Christian Robinson, signed for $3.2 million just last season out of the Bahamas. A lot of people think he'll be the best player there that there's ever been. We'll see how his career turns out, but the tools are certainly there. 1-2 pitch, and he's going to go down swinging. Great job by Heung-min Lin to get the punch out there. That's his 5th of the game. It's the first that he's had since the 3rd inning. It's brought to you by Optimum. There's 1 out now in the 7th.
Heung-min has a unique advantage in this particular spot. Normally, last start of the year, you'd be thinking, okay, we got to get this guy out of here, But coming into tonight, Lin just 86 2/3 of an inning. Hasn't even broken 100 innings pitched, so they're not really worried about being hyper-conservative with him, especially now that he's been pitching as well as he has been.
Max Acosta's had a ton of success against Heung-min Lin. He's at the plate now. The first pitch to him is a called strike on a slider. Acosta 3 for 3 as a homer and 2 RBIs. Runner at first, 1 out in the top of the 8th, 3-1 the score. The pitch to Acosta, fastball up and away, 1-1. Lin still got 92 on that fastball there. Has carried his velocity a good amount. And Stefan, especially a guy like Lin, one of the top prospects in the organization, he's not going to go pitch anywhere in the offseason. This is it for him for a while. 1-1 pitch, a breaking ball, and that one just stayed out. It's 2-1, and now it's looking more and more likely that this will be his last inning if he can even get through it. He's at 90 pitches now. Amarillo has someone up in the pen.
Well, there might be a way that Heung-min pitches in the offseason. Don't know if he's going to go back to Taiwan and pitch there. That's what happened last year. He pitched in the Asian Games, and that was a requirement for him. He couldn't appear in the postseason. For Amarillo, he had to go pitch for his country.
2-1 pitch. Acosta fouls it off. It's 2-2. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Stefan. You were more familiar with the story. Obviously, you were here last year during that run. It's either that or that serves a bit as their military service, correct?
Yeah, I think so. I think it gave him an exemption from serving in the military by going and competing in that.
2-2 pitch. Acosta lays off an off-speed pitch that missed outside. It's 3-2. We'll see if Hatcher wants to break here. 3-2, 1 out. Top of the 8th inning. A 3-1 game, the Rough Riders lead. Hatcher has 23 bags this season, has been caught just 5 times. He'll get the lead at first, and they're going to pick over to first. And Hatcher gets back safely. To me, Stefan, that's just an automatic pick over to first there. You have to do it in a 3-2 count, especially with the lefty on the mound.
I think Hatcher knew it too. He was staying close to the bag.
Payoff pitch, Hatcher's going late, the swing and miss, and the throw to second in time. Strike him out, throw him out to end the 8th inning. Caleb Roberts tag teams with Heung-min Lin. What an outing. His 6th strikeout of the game, brought to you by the Amarillo Area Foundation.